Standard 4. I hope all is well with you today. I want us to look at the math. And why? Because I've been noticing that we have a bit of problem with it. So let us look at addition and subtraction of fractions with unlike denominators. I want you to look at this blackboard, at this chartboard, sorry. And guess what? I want you to look at the two fractions. I have 1/4 or 1/4 plus 3/8. If you notice, there are two parts to a fraction. You have the top part that we call a numerator, and the bottom part that is the denominator. I know you can remember that. So guess what? Let's look at our denominators. We have 4 as one and 8 as the other. And we know that these denominators are different, right? So now, remember last week, we did where you were to find the LCM and you were to write it underneath. But today, we are not going to find the LCM that way. I'm going to show you an easier way to do it. So let's look. We have 4 and we have 8. We know that LCM means finding the lowest common multiple. So the multiples of 4, we know what they are, and we know the multiples of 8. But now let's look at it this way. We have 4 and we have 8. Let's go back to them. Which is the bigger denominator? 8, of course. And so let us go back to 4 and see if there's a number that when you multiply it by 4, you get 8. Always look at the smaller denominator and see if there's a number that will give you the bigger denominator. So what times 4 will give us 8? 2. So we multiply that by 2, and whatever we multiply our denominator by, we multiply the numerator also. So we multiply the 1 by 2. And so now, we will have the same denominator because we want the denominators to be the same. And so when they're the same, it will be easier for you to add. So what do we do? 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. Look what happened. We put our plus sign, and we bring down our 3, and we bring down our 8. Why? Because now our denominators become alike. They are the same. That is what we want to do. We want to change from having different denominators to bringing them the same. So, how do we do that? Now, we can add now. Because the denominators are the same, it means that our answer will have the same denominator. So what do? We add the numerators. 2 plus 3 is 5. Our answer is 5/8. Isn't that wonderful? I think it is much easier, right? Let's look at one more. Let's look at 2/5 minus, take away, 1/6. So 2/5 take away 1/6. The denominators are different. What did we say? We find the bigger denominator, and then we go to the smaller one and see if there's a number that we can multiply with 5 that will give us 6. Is there any? No. So right away, you know that you will multiply your two denominators to get your lowest common denominator. So what do? We multiply 5 times 6, and we multiply 2 times 6. And then we multiply 6 times 5, and we multiply 1 times 5. You see what happened, right? Well, look at it. And so we say 2 times 6 is 12, 5 times 6 is 30. Take away. 1 times 5 is 5, 6 times 5 is 30. The denominators are the same. It makes life easy. And so when they're the same, all we know that for our answer, our denominator is 30. What do? Subtract the numerator. 5 from 12 is 7. Our answer is 7 over 30. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And I hope that you will be able to do the work that you have in your Caribbean primary math. This is the example, and I'm sure it is much easier for you. Am I right?